Okay, guys, so we're going to get into the number one thing that I've learned from Alex, and that is I am not him. Neither are you. In the top of this series, I said the number one thing that holds DFS players back is bankroll management. I've given you a ton of solutions to where that should not be an issue. Now, the second thing is worrying about ownership. I get so many messages about, dude, where do you get your ownership? What about ownership for this, ownership for that? I do not care about ownership. I do not think about it. I do not care whatsoever. The reason being is there are probably maybe 10, 15 people in all of DFS that understand how to leverage ownership properly. I'm not one of those people. I understand the basic principles of it, and I try to apply it to the way that I approach DFS, but it is not something that I think about at all whatsoever. The only time I ever think about ownership is once I'm done and my lineups are uploaded. I look to see where I could have some leverage because I'm focused on playing the right players, playing the right teams that I want to be playing on. I don't care how little or how low owned they are. If my numbers say, hey, the Red Sox are the stack today, it's like, okay, cool, the Red Sox are the stack. I already know they're going to be at the top of their players. The popular guys like Mookie and JD are going to be about 30% owned. Some of the other guys at the bottom end of the lineup, Benintendi, Chavez, they're probably going to be in the 9 to 15% range. I don't need to look at a site to tell me that. I already know that. I play every day. You guys will know this when you play every day. So if your numbers tell you to play the Red Sox, guess what? I don't care what the ownership is because I'm going to have all the Red Sox. If Mookie's at 30%, I'm going to have him at 99%. Good. If Mookie does something, I benefit from it 3 times more than the field. And that's all you guys should be thinking about. I get questions about, dude, what's up with the slate today, man? What's up with the slate today? Like, there's nothing up with the slate today. It's the same thing every day. It's like Pinky in the Brain. It's like, what are we going to do today? It's like the same thing we do every day. Pinky, we're going to try to take over the world. We're going to try to win the slate. How do you win the slate? Find the runs, win the slate. Find the runs, win the slate. Find the runs, win the slate. How do you, just kidding. No, you find the runs and you win the slate. That's all you have to do. Find the runs, win the slate. And I say it over and over because it's really that simple. If you want to learn how to get good at DFS, who scored runs yesterday? What factors can you see that led to those runs? What metrics, what advanced stats, things that we've already talked about, there are success leaves clues. If you want to get better at DFS, people are like, oh, dude, like, I don't know, man. I think Chris Sale, I think what he's been doing is pretty fluky. He's going to be chalky today. It's like, dude, I don't care. I do not care. If he's chalky, great. I'm going to be even with the field on him. We talked about pitching caps. That's the only time I ever think about pitching. The only time I ever think about ownership is when it comes to pitching. I want to be even with the field. So if a guy like Chris Sale has a day like he did today where he struck out like 25 batters, awesome. I've got him. I'm even with the field. If he gets blown up, I'm even with the field. It's not how you win at MLB DFS. You win at MLB DFS by finding the runs. Focus on who's going to score runs today, and stop worrying. It's not that complicated of a game. I know there's a couple of things that I say that are much different from people, like standing up against randomness and saying ownership doesn't matter, because it doesn't. In any of the sports, it does not matter. It plays a factor, but it doesn't matter in my process. Same thing in football. If Alvin Kamara is the best play of the day, and my numbers say play Alvin Kamara at 100% of my lineups, I do not care if the field's on Alvin Kamara at 10% or 60%. I'm playing my game. And I think that's what Alex does so well is he plays his game. He knows how to leverage ownership better than most. But again, it's his game that he's playing. So the number one thing that I learned from him is do not be him. Just be yourself. Do what works for you. Find the runs, win the slate. Find the runs, win the slate. And I guarantee someone's going to send me a direct message or an email like, yo, dude, like, so what do you do about this? Like, what do you do like on like these small slates, these big slates, these purple slates, these green slates, these like slates from outer space? I'm like, same freaking answer every single day, bro. Find the runs, win the slate. Find the runs, win the slate. All right. And I guarantee I know there's gonna be like 5 people reaching out to me like, dude, what do I do? You find the runs, you win the slate. BFI tool player like Mike Trout. We've talked about how do we put all this together. So again, we'll go back to our MLB starter pack, and you have everything you need in terms of managing your bankroll, your checklist for what you should be running through every single day when you're putting things together. One of the things you can do specifically if you're like, oh, well, how do I check? I'm only going to run 20 lineups. Like, what should I do? This is how I graded out the stacks for today. The Royals were my top stack. If I was only playing in 20 contests, I would do 20 Royals stacks all in, and then maybe mix in some of these teams, maybe run 10 5-man stacks, and maybe mix in some of these other teams. But that's all I would do. The other thing that you can take a look at in terms of, let's say you had 100 lineups. You're working your way up to 150 lineups. You have 100 lineups. You're in 5 different 20 maxes. You could do 20 Royals, 20 Giants, 20 Rangers, 20 Phillies, 20 A's, whatever. You can mix and match, and we talked about how to mix and match in the other video series that we did previously. But the moral of the story of the 20 max, the thing that's going to make you a much better DFS player is trying to approach this from a full build perspective, and trying to get as many quality lineups that you feel good about that you can leverage without worrying about this or that, or, oh man, like this pitcher, this guy's going to be like 35% ownership, and this one's like 30% ownership, bro. And like, I could win the slate. Dude, I'm going to go with the 30% guy because if he goes off, I'm going to win the slate. It's like, no, not if you're not getting any runs. Stop. Find the runs, win the slate. Find the runs, win the slate. So yeah, in the Fantasy Cruncher demo, we would just do something like, we'll go to today's date. Let's go, whatever, we'll just do. Team stacks. Who was I in yesterday? Oh, I was on the Indians. They scored 2 runs. So yeah, if I were doing a 20 max yesterday, Indians will run projections 20. Boom. And this is just a quick demo. We'll do fantasy projections all. Boom. And it gave me 20 Astros. I have the wrong day here. So I was on the Indians yesterday. I was on the Royals today. So, and I posted a bunch of screenshots. I don't post like there's like that's the cool thing to do is like post like how much money you've won on Twitter. I do the opposite. I show you how much money I've lost. Showed you like $2,000 of losses over like the last 2 weeks. DFS is fun. Go all in on the Indians. They scored 2 runs as the chalk. Not only did they have the most ownership, bro, yesterday on the Indians, they still sucked. Because guess what? I didn't find the runs. I didn't win the slate. It's always about like 9:30 when I do these videos that I start to get off the rails. So we'll keep it moving. But if you have any questions about how to use the starter pack, refer to the VAST video. Send me an email. I try to be as helpful as possible. We're going to wrap up this piece of the series. Hope you guys learned. Again, all I try to show you guys is be thinking outside the box. Do what works for you. Find the style and a strategy that you like the most. Because this game is so fun, especially when you're doing things. You're like, dude, you know what? Like, I'm going to find some runs today. And I think, ooh, you know what? The Astros have been so hot, and I think a lot of people are going to be on them. But I'm going to go with them because JG said to find some runs. And guess what? The Astros scored a ton of runs again today. And they weren't as owned as they probably should have been. Guess what? Because we're all flawed human individuals. As good as ownership projections are, and it's awesome. Awesemo actually has the most accurate ones that are also now a part of FC Pro. And I know that everybody's psyched about that, but I just don't use ownership. I don't care. I'm going to play the guys I want to play, and I don't care who else is on them. Because if they score runs, I'm going to win. And it's really that simple. So thank you guys for watching. I'll come back and we'll do an additional segment for the mailbag, but this is going to wrap up the regularly scheduled broadcast. Get the right selection of contests. Get the right contest, guys. Play a ton of volume that your bankroll will allocate. Even if it's just the dime times, Spending $20 a day on the dime time is going to make you so much better player than trying to chase the $10,000 in the $4 tournament. And what I'm going to build 5 lineups by hand and I'm going to win 10 grand. No, you're not. You're going to waste your time. You're going to waste your money, and you're going to hate DFS, and you're going to think I'm an asshole because I win, and you're going to say that I'm the reason that I'm the reason I killed DFS, like some other people have said to me in the past. But yeah, thank you guys. Email me all day, jg@yahoo.com. DM me. I don't care if hit me up as long as you're not going to be a jerk. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell your friends. If you don't like it, don't tell your friends. And don't ask me how to win at baseball. I mean, you can ask me. I'm just going to tell you the same thing. Find the runs. Find the runs in the slate. It's that easy. All right, I'll see you guys for the mailbag. Thanks again.